Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode 201 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name is Gage, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Excited to be in the 200s now.
Yeah, it's been a long journey. Last episode was fun. Thank you all who joined last time for hanging out with us. And thank you all, anyone who wasn't there, thank you for joining us tonight. And for anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard. We do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with all of you, go through the same flow that y'all do with your own shows and productions. Two is to answer any of your questions. That's why it's called the Town Hall / Ask StreamYard. We love discussing all your topics and ideas. So if there's anything you'd like us to touch on tonight, leave it in the chat and we'll do our best to get to as many as possible. I know we had a ton from last time that we didn't have time to get to. So if there's anything we missed from last time, we'd love to cover it tonight. And then I always mention the three pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you've got those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. See people hanging out from all over the world tonight. Very cool to see. And we have some questions here. Kenny says, curious about any updates pertaining to the recent iOS update. If you could be a little bit more specific, unless you understand the question, Dan.
I don't think there's anything big StreamYard-wise related to any of Apple's recent updates, with the exception of you can now, you've probably heard of this, but you can now use your iPhone as a camera on a Mac. As far as I know, that's just on a Mac. But other than that, everything on StreamYard should keep working very similarly. No major changes on StreamYard's end.
Cool. So looks like that is what.
Oh, there we go.
Cool. It looks like what Kenny was referring to. Yeah, it's really cool, Kenny. We actually that was one of our topics for tonight, was to let people know that in the new version of iOS Ventura, there's this really cool native option. So you don't really have to download, or you don't have to download anything. It's just part of that Mac OS update where the Mac will recognize your iPhone as a web camera, as if you just had like a normal webcam plugged into your computer. There's a few steps involved. There's actually a video from about 10 days ago on our YouTube channel that Dana walks through all the steps involved. But I think it's a really cool feature for if you're looking for like a really high quality web camera without having to go out because you likely already have a phone. So not having to go out and purchase one and being able to just use the phone is definitely very, very cool.
I just posted a link to the video as well on both YouTube and Facebook if you want to watch that. Maybe after the town hall. Not right now, but afterwards.
For sure. Mark says, hey, team, wondering if StreamYard is working on an API for developers to tap into. That's an interesting question, Mark. We haven't gotten too many requests from a developer perspective on stuff that people would be interested to build on top of. We certainly have lots of internal APIs and private APIs, but I'd be really curious to learn more about like the type of stuff you'd be interested in building on top of StreamYard that would help us give some ideas of what maybe we would consider building. Paul says, hey guys, any updated plans on being able to download ISO camera recordings? Yes, absolutely, Paul. We actually made the announcement in last episode, and we wanted to obviously cover it again tonight, was local recording. So it's still in the process. Let me just find the banner here. It's still in the process of being rolled out, but some of you should already have access to this feature. I'll play a video from Dana walking through exactly how it works. So if there's any questions, we can certainly cover those. If you're super keen to get access immediately, like you want to start trying it out right now, you can shoot us an email to contact@streamyard.com, and someone from the support team. Actually, if you want it even faster, you could just go to streamyard.com/contact, and in the live chat, just request access, and they can help you get it turned on for your account immediately. But everyone will have access shortly anyway. So if you're not worried about waiting a couple days or whatever, it might. It's in the process of being rolled out.
It's random, yeah. We kind of get access at random as we roll it out.
So should I go ahead and just play that video, Dan?
Cool. Yeah.
All right. Let me just find it here. Yeah. Here we go.
recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a recording where your guest just had terrible internet issues? They were blurry, they were freezing, you could almost hardly hear them. Well, with local recordings from StreamYard, you'll be able to download a perfect quality video from your guest after the show. This means that no matter what you or your guest's internet connection is like, you'll be able to download the perfect high quality recording every single time. You can also download both a separate audio and a separate video file for the hosts and guests. Now with StreamYard, you can have freeze-free studio quality recordings on any connection, anywhere in the world. You can choose to download them, stream them later, or edit and repurpose them. It's your turn to test out local recordings today, now available on StreamYard.
Cool. So yeah, local recordings is something that's been asked for a super long time. So hopefully folks are excited about that. Hopefully the video covers essentially the basic idea of it. But yeah, you'll now, if you have that feature enabled, be able to download a super high quality version of both the video and audio after it's over, even if your guest is on a poor connection, because that is being recorded locally. Any other thoughts to share on it, Dan?
One thing that's probably worth calling out for this type of feature, so it's a relatively advanced feature for anyone who's kind of thinking, should I be using this? Should I not be using this? It's separate tracks. So basically, say Gage and I, if we were doing this as a recording or even in our live stream, we could turn it on as well. Although I think the more common use case is to do when you're just doing a recording. We could turn that on, and then Gage and I would have separate audio and video tracks individually. And then what that allows us to do is it makes it way easier to edit those in post-production. So if you're somebody that likes to do editing afterwards, maybe Gage has an audio issue or something, or you just want the highest quality physically possible. Maybe one of us has a bad internet connection. You don't want to have to worry about that in your recordings. It makes it so that you will get the highest quality physically possible. And then later when you're editing, kind of put it back together however you want. So yeah, very cool. But yeah, worth noting that it is separate tracks. So it's really focused on kind of making the whole editing, repurposing, post-production use case a lot easier and having super high quality recordings as high as you can get it, essentially.
Cool. I think we might have covered it, Paul, but yeah, does the local recording record in the cloud, or is it like other programs that record locally on their computer and then uploads it to the cloud after it ends? It is recorded locally on the computer. So that's one of the big benefits, right? Is that it's not happening over the wire. It's being recorded locally and then in the background slowly being uploaded so that you don't really miss any packets or anything like that, right?
Yep.
All right, let's see what else we had here. RLCC says, how do you turn it on? That's a good question. There's a few places where you can turn it on, right?
Yeah, I can answer that. So first of all, it has to be on for your account, but if you want to check if you have access right now, if you're on the dashboard and if you click the create button, you'll see there's a live stream option and a recording option. If you're just doing a recording, you'll actually see a checkbox during the creation flow where you can turn it on. If you're doing a live stream or also for a recording, it's once you get into the studio, if you click into settings, you'll see there's a new recording tab if this feature is on for you, and then you can turn it on from there. So as soon as it's on for your account, it should be quite easy to find. If it's not on for your account, you just won't see that recording tab yet.
Cool. Clarine says, I had a LinkedIn Live today with a lot of tech issues, very frustrating. I'm sorry to hear that, Clarine. Hopefully, if you don't mind, if you could shoot a message to StreamYard.com/contact, the live chat can hopefully help out. I think it might have been last week, but I know last week there was some stuff going on with LinkedIn Live, right? Dan, or am I misremembering that?
There's definitely there's been an ongoing issue they're trying to work through. There was also a Facebook outage earlier today, but if you're talking about LinkedIn, you probably weren't affected by that one.
Cool. All right, let's see what else we had here. Michael says, is StreamYard compatible for any type of drone use? So really, Michael, it depends on what kind of camera you have on the drone. So if you have a camera attached to the drone that's connected to the internet and you're able to join the StreamYard studio from that, you would be able to bring in a drone feed. Or if you have that drone camera connected to some kind of like home-based computer and you're able to screen share that camera feed, that would be another way to do it, but really just depends on your setup.
Yep.
See from Tristan, we just actually missed the fun fact. Should we go ahead and do the fun fact now, Dan? My mistake. So we did have a fun fact for tonight. I just forgot to to ask it. So the fun fact and the whole purpose of this is so we get to know a little bit more about all of you. We get to know a little bit more about Dan and I. And the fun fact we had was favorite quote. Do you have a favorite quote, Dan?
Yeah, there's so many ways you could go with this. I like a lot of quotes. I think my favorite quote is from Marcus Aurelius, who's a Roman emperor, and it's "Our life is what our thoughts make it."
That's a cool quote.
How about you?
I think my favorite quote is I think one you told me, but it became my favorite. It's not a quote from you, but you told me about the quote.
Yeah. I'm not that important.
You could have quotes, but yeah, it's from General Patton. Is actually it's a good plan executed violently or like with great passion today is better than a perfect plan executed tomorrow. I just thought it was a cool quote for showing like the importance of having a bias to action versus taking forever to plan stuff out.
Cool. Yeah, big fan.
So yeah, if you guys have a favorite quote, let us know. Talking Topics with Tyler says, why doesn't anything on Twitch get saved when you end the stream on StreamYard? I didn't notice anything on my Twitch account afterwards, and congrats on episode 200. I caught the replay. Thanks, Tyler, for that. Yes, so for Twitch, Tyler, I believe you have to go ahead and enable that on Twitch itself. And I believe the limits for it are kind of dependent on whether you have Twitch Prime or Amazon, like whatever that program is called between Amazon. Also adds some, increases the amount you can record and stuff like that. But you have to enable it on Twitch for it to record on Twitch after the fact, right, Dan?
I think so. I haven't checked Twitch for a while, though, on that stuff. So, yeah, my knowledge might be slightly out of date. In general, Twitch has always prioritized live content way more than recordings, which is quite different than something like YouTube. So I know that can be a little confusing for people. Yeah, I'm not sure what the current state is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, Tyler. If we definitely have the latest information in our docs. So if you just go to streamer.com/contact and type in Twitch recordings, I'm sure that'll have the latest info about how that works and like where the actual setting is and all of that stuff. Okay, Paul says, if they were using a green screen, does it record the effect or is it the clean camera recording? That is a really good question. I don't actually know, Dan. How does that work?
So it should record with the green screen.
Okay, cool. Corinne has a cool question. Was the local recording promo video recorded on StreamYard? So parts of it were, but the fancy editing was not in StreamYard. I'm not sure what program Matt used for that. I think it was one of the Adobe products. But the video of like Julie and Dana, those were recorded on StreamYard. And then we used the local isolated recordings and imported that into the Premiere or After Effects, whatever it was or we didn't, but Matt, the awesome fellow who made the video did. So it was a combination, Clarine. All right. Humbled I Am says, how does the process work of fixing a pixelated stream due to a bad internet connection? Yeah, so the way that works, Humbled, is it won't correct the cloud recording because the cloud recording, it has to happen right now. So all that information has to happen immediately. So there's no magic we can do to make it as if you were recording it locally. The way this gets around that is even if your guest is, say, on 3G and going in and out a bit, although the information they're sending to the host in real time might be broken up or pixelated, they're going to be recording a perfect copy directly on their phone that's not at the mercy of their internet connection because it's not having to go over the internet in real time. We're able to do it slowly in the background so that we're able to capture that high quality without pixelation issues because generally pixelation in almost all scenarios is because of the internet connection, not due to the actual camera or something like that, unless the camera is literally broken or something crazy like that.
Yep.
All right, let's see what else we had here. Dave says, I produce a number of monthly, quarterly, and yearly programs and would love to have 25 or so brands so I do not have to erase important assets due to the limit on brands. Possible for such an increase? Hashtag the yard. Hey, Dave, nice to see you here tonight. Yes, it's definitely possible. Dan and I were recently talking about some of the limits we have in place and what the right number for them really should be. And that's definitely something we're open to increasing.
Yeah, I know you've been asking for that one for a while as well, Dave. If we do have any follow-up questions as well, we might reach out to you, but I think we just need to make a kind of final decision and change it.
Cool. We have lots of awesome quotes here. I see a couple Malcolm X quotes.
Yeah, I saw some good ones in the chat.
Claire says, question, what is the wheel that's used in the channel reviews, an external app or something with in StreamYard? I just realized that was another thing I forgot in my intro. I'll mention that after that too, the awesome live shows that we have. That's actually the same tool that we use in the giveaways that we do during these shows, Claire. So at the end of this, we'll be doing a giveaway. You'll see exactly how it works. But if you just go to StreamYard.com/giveaway, you can use that same wheel for your own broadcast. If you're looking to give something away, there's a little video on that page that walks through exactly how to use it. And while you mentioned it, I completely forgot, along with the fun fact. We recently had that show you mentioned YouTube channel reviews with Dee and Daniel. The last one was just yesterday, so definitely check out the recording. It's always a great show where Dee and Daniel, who are pros with all things YouTube, give really fun, actionable advice on individual channels and walk through things like how to be using thumbnails most effectively, how to interpret your YouTube analytics. So if you're interested in growing on YouTube at all, definitely will want to check that out. And we also have Enhance Your Live Streams the last Tuesday of the month with Nick, who again, pro when it comes to all things video, but this show is all about live streaming tips. So definitely come there for your with your live streaming questions. And we have lots of other cool content coming to the YouTube channel as well. So definitely keep tabs there. Cool. We'll do a couple more questions. We also have a special guest from the support team tonight. So we'll bring Sam on, and after a couple more questions here, let's see what else we had. Oh, my mistake. Pure Journal and Sports says not the channel randomizer. There's a spinning wheel they use to pick categories. I'll have to double check on that then for you, Pure. Maybe Dana in the chat, if you could share what they use to pick the categories. Marianne says, is it in the pipeline to be able to add more than one camera? So on the Pro plan, you're already able to add more than one camera, right, Dan?
Yeah, so on the Pro plan right now, you can have, we just call it an extra camera. So you can have your main camera and then one more. If you're wondering if we can have even more than that, potentially, it is pretty heavy on your computer, which is why we kind of limit it to just one for now. But yeah, if you didn't know about the extra camera on the Pro plan, that is the solution now. If you are already using two and you need a third, then that's something we're open to adding. No plans to add it yet, but definitely something we're open to.
Agent Bay says, can you choose a specific local drive to record to? So the way this works, Agent Bay, is it uses something called local storage from your browser. So basically, whatever drive your browser is set to use for local storage is where it's going to be recorded. So I imagine you can change it if you just go in your browser settings and change where you want that local storage to be saved to. That should work. Right. I'm totally guessing, but I think that's how it works, right, Tim?
Yeah, it's not really, I don't think it's even really accessible by you. It's kind of just using your browser's internal storage. So yeah, there probably is some kind of setting, but I don't think it's something you can even access, really. It's kind of just the browser is using this. And it does use your actual memory on your computer. So for example, if you don't have any memory on your computer, you've used all of it, you have a bunch of large files or something, then it won't actually work because it has no area or no space for it to actually save those files. But they're not really something we're downloading to your computer or anything like that. Like it's not going to show up in your downloads folder until you actually download it after, right? So like when the recording's going on, you're not really going to notice anything. It's just kind of using the resources of your browser. And then afterwards, when we've uploaded all the chunks, we've done everything we need to on the server, you click download, it'll download to wherever you want to download it to.
Yeah. Worst case, I'd be shocked if there isn't some advanced setting of the browser where you can set that. Yeah. Okay, let's do one more here, and then we'll bring on Sam. Josh says, with the new local recording feature, you still cannot pause and restart in the same record-only broadcast, correct? That is correct, Josh, but we're actively working on that. We know that's a big request as well, so stay tuned for that. Should be coming soon. All right, and with that, let's go ahead and bring Sam on tonight from the support team. Hey, Sam, how are you doing tonight?
Hello, I'm good. I have my StreamYard mug here, so very exciting stuff.
Very on brand. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on, Sam. So, Sam, we have for anyone that's never seen this segment, we have a series of questions for you just to basically allow everyone to get a chance to actually know some of the people behind the scenes at StreamYard. And then if anyone in the chat, if you have questions for Sam, feel free to ask away. But I'll start with my usual questions. So, Sam, can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you do at StreamYard?
Yes, I'm Sam. I'm 24, and I am a for any astrology people out there, I am a Cancer Sun, Gemini Rising, Cancer Moon. So it's it's like a Cancer sandwich there. And I am on the customer support team. So I mostly am on chat. So if anyone is coming in with questions, I will take any of the chats that are coming in. I'll also answer a few emails. So yeah, that's what I do at StreamYard.
Cool. And where are you located, Sam?
I'm in New York, my lovely tiny apartment back here.
Cool. Yeah, you said there's motorcycles and stuff going by all the time as well, right?
Yes, I'm on the Upper West Side for anyone else who lives in New York, and my walls are not very soundproof. And I have a lovely window that lets in a lot of light, but it also lets in a lot of sound. So any honking or whatnot feels like it's right in the room with me. So
Yeah.
I
Gage
do
and
what
I,
I can.
Gage and I used to be roommates and live right next to a large intersection, so I can definitely relate.
Mm.
And how long have you been at StreamYard, Sam?
I think it's been exactly 2 years because I joined in November of 2020. So
Cool.
just coming in on 2 years right now.
Awesome. And what's your favorite feature at StreamYard?
My favorite, well, I'll do two. My favorite new feature is the local recordings, which I know aren't like fully out for everyone, but I've had the chance to test it out and I really like it. So I'm
Cool.
very excited for everyone else to try it out. And my favorite older feature is being able to add your voice to a stream without an audio avatar. So it's just your voice. I feel like it's such a nice little feature that a lot of people don't know about. So and I think it's really useful, particularly if you don't want your face to be seen, but you also don't want your avatar to take up any space on screen. So
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a very unique one. But yeah, that was definitely highly requested to have something to be able to do that. Very useful. Cool. What did you want to be when you were younger?
I wanted to be an actor. That's what I went to school for. So I still on the side like to do a little acting as well.
Cool. And then how did you get into customer support?
I worked a few customer support jobs before this as like a barista or I worked at Anthropology for a bit. And then Lauren, who no longer works here, but I think she's been on a few town halls before. She and I went to school together and she told me that there was an opening here at StreamYard. So I applied and thankfully I got the job. And yeah, that's how I got involved at StreamYard.
Cool. Awesome. And then what is your favorite thing about working at StreamYard?
My favorite thing is definitely the people who I work with and also the people who come into chat. I feel like there are a lot of great people who want to work at StreamYard, so it's a great team effort. And I also love most of the people that come in on chat. We get a few spammers, but for the most part, I think everyone is always very kind and is willing to work with us to help solve their issues. So I think it's really the people I'm working with and the people I'm interacting with on a daily basis.
Cool. Awesome. And then do you have an answer to the fun fact question? I know this is harder than most fun fact questions, so no worries. No.
I do. I'm a big fan of Audrey Hepburn, and a quote of hers that I really like is, "The best thing to hold on to in life is each other."
Cool. Very nice. Do you have a favorite karaoke song?
That is hard, but I am a big fan of Beyonce and Taylor Swift. So if either selection from either artist, I feel like I could sink into really well in a karaoke setting.
Cool. Fair. And then do you have a favorite board game?
I am not very competitive, so I shy away from board games a little bit, but I do really like Scrabble. I think
Okay.
that is a little slow moving and it's not as stressful, so I really like that.
Cool. Fair. Awesome. So that's all my questions. If we have any others, again, in the chat, feel free to ask questions if you have any.
Cool. Yeah, there were several folks that have interacted with you in the chat before. Sam Poca TV said, "Hey Sam, had you on chat once. You were awesome. Very cool."
Yay. I bet you were awesome too.
Tristan has a question. Favorite actor?
Wow, that is a really good question, and that is also hard. I mean, I guess one would definitely be Audrey Hepburn, but an actor who is still alive that I really like. I really love Regina King and Carrie Coon. They were both in one of my favorite shows, The Leftovers on HBO, and yeah, those, and I think they're just amazing. They have an amazing scene together in season 2.
Cool.
Awesome. And question from Dana. Dana is curious, what's your favorite part of talking to customers in the chat? You answered it a little bit, but maybe not specifically the favorite part.
I really like hearing about the shows that all of our customers are putting on, and I also love hearing about all the creative ways that they're using StreamYard. So if they come in with like a specific question and they're describing their setup or how they're using StreamYard, I always love hearing about that. So yeah, it's always very exciting.
Cool.
Awesome. Should we go ahead and queue up the giveaway tool, Dan? Will we do a few more questions?
You betcha.
RLCC says, do we turn on, local recordings before or after the broadcast? So it's a setting you can turn on at any time except while you're live. So,
Yep.
And then I believe it saves it, right, Dan? So if you have it, or do you set it for each broadcast?
Yeah, so it'll remember what you chose last time, but it's before. So it's very much something we don't do by default. So if you just want to do a live stream and you don't care about local recordings, then you want to have it off, because there is a little, it is doing kind of an extra recording on your computer. So it's a little more intensive than it would be without it on. But yeah, it's something you turn on before, and then we'll remember if you want it on.
Cool. Looks like most folks are familiar with the giveaway, but if you're not, if you just type in #theyard, you'll be eligible to win. And tonight we'll give away, since Sam brought on the mug, why don't we give away? We'll give away one of those mugs. We'll give away one of the pillows I have in the back, and a StreamYard sweater. We'll do three items.
All right.
Tonight. So yeah, we'll give 10 or 15 seconds or so for the #the yards to come in. Cha-Ching King says, the only reason I haven't attempted to host a live show with StreamYard is my sketchy upload speeds. What kind of speed do I need? So one nice thing about StreamYard, Cha-Ching, is we do try to make it where even if you're on a pretty limited internet connection, that you can still broadcast. So really you only need about a meg up and a meg down at like the very, very minimum. But if you have but if you have anyone else using it at the same time, that's not going to be enough, right? So it's like you need at least that dedicated to yourself. Like if you have that and someone else is also watching Netflix or something like that, it's going to cause problems for you. But if it's just you on the connection, that's about the bare minimum that you'll need.
Yeah, I usually say about 3 megabits per second or so upload, and you'll be pretty good to go. 5 megabits per second, you should be definitely good to go. I would add, though, we mentioned this before, that this stability reconnection is more important than just the speed of it. So sometimes people will use like a speed test tool or something and say, hey, my speed is really fast. But sometimes it's kind of choppy, or you're too far from your router. So like overall, it's very fast, but it's kind of cutting in and out, and live streams don't work very well when it's cutting in and out. So stability is very important.
One really cool thing about the local recording feature, though, is if you aren't live streaming and you just want to do a recording, even if you're just using it by yourself, that is really one really cool thing about it, is even if you do have a pretty, whether it's a slow internet connection or an internet connection that's cutting in and out, you can still get a great quality recording with that functionality.
Yep.
All right, let's do one more here and then do the giveaway. Eddie says, will it ever be possible to stream to more than one LinkedIn page / profile at a time? That's a good question, Eddie. Right now, LinkedIn, it's sort of their policy to not allow that, but I think that it's possible that could change. But right now, LinkedIn, it's frowned upon in their policy.
Yeah.
All right, should we go ahead and do the drawdown?
Let's do it. Good luck, everyone.
Mad Mumsy, congrats! Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. We'll if you shoot an email to contact@StreamYard.com, we'll send you the mug, the sweater, and the pillow. I think Mad Mumsy has one recently.
Mad Mumsy won about 3
So,
weeks ago.
so we'll send you it anyways, Mad Mumsy. But let's run it one more time just so no one is missing out on a chance to win. But we'll send you that stuff if you didn't get it before, Mad Mumsy.
Cool. Take 2.
Darren, congrats. If you shoot an email to contact@StreamYard.com, we'll send you the same set of prizes. Cool. And with that, this was episode 201 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week at the same time. Lots of cool stuff coming soon. So looking forward to the upcoming town halls.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. And thanks, Sam, for joining us.